Finally here, the trip to Mexico video. I hope you enjoyed this 10-minute video that I animated while I was on the trip. So yeah, at the beginning of the trip, my mom decided to put everything in the trunk, in the car, everywhere. Just stuff it everywhere. The car was stuffed and I couldn't even move. I was cramped up, and guess how long we had to be in there? For 24 hours. And guess which little devil I had to sit next to the whole ride. I annoyed him so much, he wanted to cry in my face. So it wasn't a very good start, and to be honest, there wasn't really anything to talk about. But, being in a car for so long, there has to be something that was worth the while. Well, let me tell you those beautiful views I saw. I saw traffic, and more traffic. Yeah, to be honest, it's not even worth talking about it. And I just slept through the whole trip in the car, so I don't really have anything to say. But then when we stopped somewhere, 3 random guys just decided to come to our window and just start cleaning our windshield. And obviously, we drove away. We didn't want that, and we just drove away because it was weird. Which wasn't very fun, and we still had 24 hours left to go. But we got to a hotel, and my mom decided to drop this little fact. Oh yeah, by the way, this place isn't on the map. We gotta go. I did not want to go into this hotel, okay? This hotel would look so bad, and the bathroom smelled disgusting, and it was whatever. But the new day will be better. I woke up feeling like I got hit by a truck. But we left the hotel and we grabbed all of our stuff for the new drive. And we stopped at a gas station which had a microwave, which also had a boiler to make a cup of noodles, which isn't really healthy breakfast. But I'm not complaining. Instant noodles are one of my favorite foods. But we had to go back in the car for the place where we're going at, which now we have to drive for another 12 more hours. But we finally made it to my uncle's house as our destination. But, it looked like his house was still under construction. But there were some cool animals. He had a lot of cool animals. He had 2 fantail dove, he had parakeets, and he had red-crowned parrots. And for each of those animals, he had 2 of each one. So that was kind of cool. I think the only other animals that he had were 2 hamsters, 3 turtles, and he had an army of dogs. So my uncle's house was basically the spot where we always stayed and come back to. And, while we were there, it was really fun. There was so much opportunity, so much amazing things to do. The culture is amazing. And I met some people. I almost died a couple of times, Everything was good. We went to a couple of fun places also, place to relax and enjoy our trip. So we went to hot springs, amusement parks, pizza. I ate too much pizza there. Actually, no. No. Let's talk about the amusement park now, okay? At the amusement park, there was a ride that I didn't want to get on, but my siblings assured me it was safe. So basically, how the ride went is that there would be a large carriage with 2 people in it. It would swing up, release, and then the others would swing back and forth like a seesaw. And to fully explain the story, I'll have to draw these 2 characters as real people. Oh, that's better. Anyway, my middle sister decided to join me on the ride, which is cool. So, you said that the ride only makes it to the halfway mark, right? Actually, we all lied because we knew you wouldn't get on because you're a scaredy cat. Have I not mentioned this far that I'm afraid of heights? This is super funny for some reason. I was not happy that they lied to me. And when we were going up, I heard 3 clicks. Not normal. And I was scared. Please, Holy Father, make this right. Not fall to the ground. I have never trusted my siblings, and this proves it more. So I confronted them. You look so funny. You look like you were gonna cry. You told me it wasn't gonna go up all the way. Well, yeah, I told you that because you would get on, and I'm so glad I did. That was so hilarious. Yeah, and he was crying all the way, and that was so funny. Sometimes I wonder how we're related. You would be surprised how much in Mexico, if you're just a regular person, you just take one wrong step and then you die. And okay, I'm just gonna forget everything that I just talked about. What do you mean? Talking about death is so easy in Mexico? I have no idea what you're talking about. That thought has probably just left my mind, maybe. And we were gonna go somewhere else. Not just go somewhere else, come back. We were going to go somewhere else. Somewhere better. Well, I wouldn't say better. I mean, my uncle's house is pretty good, but it's a new town, a new place, and I'm super excited about it. And when we got there, it was pretty good, It had Wi-Fi, signal, all that stuff. They even had a quad bike that they could ride into the street. And I wanted to ride it, but, something held me back from riding it. I don't really know what, I really don't know why myself didn't tell me to. Anyway, so, yeah, I didn't ride it. But, there was other good stuff in there, too. There was a lot of stuff to do, but eventually we had to go back. This was our first attempt to go back to the US in car. So when we tried doing that, we tried to make a schedule to try to turn a 3-day car ride into the minimal time of 1 day, which seems impossible, and it was. But then, well, I guess I'm the US now, so guess I'll share. So on our way on the middle of nowhere, on the side of our road, the car just gave up. It just flared up and it died. I was super mad that the battery inside the car died, but there was something else that wanted me to go back to the US, okay? In the earlier video, I mentioned I go to a private art school. One of the best of the best. Best of the best. And I'm going to say it again. Best of the best. And the thing is, they said if I don't go back in time, I'll be expelled. And I want to do a play there. I'll get expelled if I don't go back. I was furious that the battery just decided to give up like that. And, my gosh, I was so mad. But 3 hours passed by. And then nothing happened. So, we decided to have a different plan. To tow the car back to my uncle's house while we took a taxi, or whatever you call it. I couldn't really call it a taxi, but yep, we went back to my uncle's under construction house. I was so furious and mad that I wasn't going to be able to go back to the US and do a show that I've been really passionate about, and one of the roles being a very important role. And so when the car was fixed, we decided to go back to this house, which everything good. And we went to an amusement park that was there only for a couple of days. But you know, it was still a fun time. And we were there for 4 weeks, but my mom just said, oh yeah, by the way, we could have went back to the US like before when it was fixed the day. It was fixed the same day it broke, and we didn't go back to the US. Also, she decided at the amusement park, 1 ride per day. Do you know how that insane that is? That's like giving a kid a cookie box, saying you can have 1 cookie per year. No. I did not stand up for that unjust treatment. But guess what? We still had to listen to it. But we spent our last day there at a really big church. We packed everything in the car again, making it cramped. And this time we weren't gonna rush anything at all. So that means what we were looking forward to was a nice and solid, which isn't bad, it's just very annoying. And then another guy went to our windshield and decided to, no, he didn't make it before he got to windshield. Then we went to this beautiful hotel for last day in Mexico. And I was so happy because they had English channels. But then we had a nice solid 18 more hours. Oh wait, 18 hours isn't so bad. That's not bad at all, actually. And when we finally crossed the border, I was so happy I did a little dance. And when in the US, we were still in Arizona. So, Phoenix, Arizona to be exactly. And we went to a gas station and the most legendary chicken sandwich to be eaten. I ate it and oh my gosh, guys. It was the most gas sandwich I've ever had. I'm telling you that nothing will be able to compare of the beautiness of that sandwich I ate that night. And when we went to California, well, that was basically the end of the trip, so yeah. I hope you guys like this 12-minute long video, you know? I animated this during the trip, but did the voices after, so that's probably why everything sounds so weird. If there is one thing I want to say at the end of all this, I don't want to go to Mexico back ever again. And I got back to school. So I'm so thankful that they accepted me back into the school. I'm so happy.